and play and hold the last note. Ready? Hello, my name is Francisco Williams. I'm the band director here at South Miami Middle School. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our program. I've been teaching here at South Miami Middle School for 9 years now, and this is my 17th year teaching altogether. I love teaching band. I've been involved in music since I was in middle school, so it's very rewarding to teach middle school students, to see them start as beginners or almost very beginners the first time they're touching the instrument, and then watching them develop into outstanding musicians. Some of the things we do here are very exciting, very fun. We compete, we perform a lot in the community, we travel. Some goals I have for my students are to prepare them to make a contribution in their high school band programs, to continue in college, and for some to even play professionally. Another goal I have for this music program is for it to be recognized in our county as one of the best band programs in our county, throughout the state, and even nationally. I enjoy so much what we do, and I look forward to seeing many other young musicians, middle school students, join our music program in the future. So, 65, new key. Wait a minute.
I'm in the band because I get to bring the music to life. I get to express myself and not only just play notes and rhythms and whatever's on the paper. I get to express it dynamically, and it's a great experience for me. My other hobbies, I like to draw, I like to sing, and just genuinely learn more in academics. I think Mr. Williams is an amazing band director. He taught me so much. From 6th grade, I barely knew anything about music. I never really expressed so many things. I think I really only just played the notes and never really thought about what the music could make someone feel. So he taught me that, and he taught me so many new techniques on how to play better. So I think that he just brings out the best in my music.
My name is Matthew Rogers, and I'm 12 years old. I play the French horn, the trumpet, and the piano. I started playing French horn when I was about 7 to 8 years old, and I started playing piano when I was 6 years old. And I started playing trumpet just at the end of last year. I wanted to be in the band magnet because I really enjoy playing music, and it's a really good passion of mine. And I feel like I can make a living out of it, and it's just really fun to me. I think Mr. Williams is a really good teacher, and he really conducts us well, and he really pushes the band to be the best that they can.
I'm Carlos Arquesitas. I'm 12 years old. I play baritone saxophone. I've been in the band for 1.5 years at this point, about. I've been in the band for 1.5 years. I am in the band because I had not had a bunch of musical experience before I joined, but I really wanted to learn. And you know, now it's really paid off because I know a lot about music, and I'm starting to work up to more complex pieces and bands. For hobbies, I enjoy playing rugby and lacrosse. I'm an avid reader, and I play Xbox with my brothers. I think that he's a really, really good teacher. He really makes sure that you understand the music before just sending you out to do something. And you know, he keeps everything very sincere and direct. So overall, he's a really good teacher.
My name is Timothy Thomas. I'm 13 years old, and I play percussion here at South Miami Middle School. I've been playing for 8 years now, 3 years in the band. I'm in band because music personally brings me joy. It's just something that I can't imagine living without, and it helps me bring joy to other people as well. Mr. Williams is like the band director teachers are always on the higher level, and Mr. Williams is one of my favorite teachers here.
Luna Zano, 13 years old. I play the piano and percussion. I've been playing the piano for 7 years and percussion for 6 years. I've been in this band program for the past 3 years of middle school. I think he's a great band director, and I think his way of teaching the band is really, he makes us come together as a whole, and then at the same time helps us separately with our own pieces and solos. So it's a really good thing because he's a good, not only director, but also teacher. My goal is to become a musician when I grow up and maybe play in some other big bands, you know, some jazz bands or, you know, symphonies so that I can, you know, express my music because I like to play because I like to give off emotions when I play, and so I just want to do that when I grow up as a musician.
Hello, my name is Naileni Cabrera. I am 12 years old. I play the trombone in band. I've been playing for about 1 year. I've been in the band for 2 years. I think that he's a great band director and that he really works on his subjects, and my goal is to become a musician and to maybe perform in bigger bands and to have maybe an influence over many young musicians when I'm older.
Before I begin, I want to give a warm and sincere thank you to Mr. Williams for apparently only telling me that tuxedos were mandatory tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Anyway, we're here for these guys. Anyway, let me tell you, I am super excited to be here tonight. This show was an absolute highlight for me last year. I laughed with joy. I cried with pride. Actually, mostly cried, you know, like uncontrollable, ugly crying with pride, and happy crying, but crying nonetheless. So I imagine that will be the case with many of us tonight. It will certainly be the case with me, as everybody in my family already knows. But really, right, it's no wonder. These kids are amazing. I want everyone, during the show tonight, to take a moment, during the performances, to think about where your daughter, son, niece, nephew, grandkid, whatever, what they were sounding like 3 months ago. Now take that a step further. Think about what they sounded like a year ago. And if you really, really, really want to blow your mind, I want you to compare what these kids are doing tonight to what your middle school band sounded like. It's unbelievable, and it's very, very exciting that we all get to be here to listen to them perform. All right, so as much as I love to hear the sound of my voice in this microphone, that's really not why you guys are here. You're here to watch these performances. Sound good? Great. All right, first up, as you can see, is the Beginners Band. The Beginner Band is composed of 30 musicians that started playing as a band in September. Interesting note, no one in this band played brass or woodwinds before September. They'll be performing 3 songs. Standard of Excellence, Medley 1 and number 2, both by Bruce Pearson, and Jingle Bells by J.S. Pierpoint with arrangements by Chuck Elrich. Time to introduce our next performance. Next we have a solo by Matthew Rogers. A little background on Matthew. Matthew is in the 7th grade, plays the French horn in the symphonic band and the trumpet in the jazz band. He will be performing Clair de Lune by Claude Debussy. When I asked him why he chose this piece, he said it's because it's beautiful and he wanted to share it with others. So yeah, congratulations Matthew's family for raising that guy. Okay, so he will be actually playing this piece not on the French horn or on the trumpet, but on the piano. Obviously a choice made to make me recognize that I am a bit of a failure for not knowing how to play any instruments. All right, Matthew, you're up. On to the concert band. The concert band is made up of 26 second and third year musicians. They will be performing the Colonial March by John Kenyon, Celebrating Hanukkah, arranged by Sandy Feldstein, and Imperium by Michael Sweeney. During this performance, I ask that you please pay attention to the range of these pieces. All right, without further ado, here is the concert band. why don't we go ahead and move along to our second solo. All right. Performing next is Luna Zana. Luna is an 8th grader and plays percussions in both the symphonic and jazz bands, and recently performed as part of the superintendent's honors middle school jazz band. A very impressive accomplishment, as only 16 students were selected across all Miami-Dade County middle schools. Luna has chosen to play Constellation Number 3 by Franz Liszt on the piano. You're in for a treat, everyone. I heard her rehearsing it earlier, and it sounded extremely hard and beautiful. In fact, Luna told me that is actually why she chose it. So enjoy. Okay. With that, I will try this again and introduce the symphonic band. A group performance by James Raposo on the alto saxophone. Woo! Yeah, that's right. Matthew Rogers on the trumpet. Jameson Moore on the piano. And Enzo Cooley on the drums. So I've already told you guys all about Matthew. So here's some background on the rest of the group. James has been playing the saxophone since he was 6 years old. That's actually, it's interesting. That's several six-year-old musician players. So I probably should have done some research on that to figure out why that happens. But and he also plays the oboe and the recorder. Jameson began playing the piano when he was 4, and also plays the percussions, as I'm sure you saw. And finally, Enzo started playing the drums at 7 years old, and also plays the trumpet and the piano. So this is a very, very talented group, and they will be performing Autumn Leaves by Joseph Cosma with arrangement by Peter Blair. Interestingly, when I asked the guys why they chose this piece, I got one enthusiastic response of, because people know it. So, you know, middle schoolers are fun, but this is going to be spectacular. So, enjoy. Tonight you will be playing August Idel by Daniel Dora. And without further ado, Gabrielle Basilo. This is the jazz band. The jazz band is made up of 23 advanced Wildcat musicians that really sacrifice and dedicate a lot of their time to be a part of the band, along with needing to practice seemingly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They also have completed 9 public performances so far this school year. And I can tell you as a jazz parent that it's a lot. Tonight they will be performing All of Me by Seymour Simons and Gerald Marks with arrangement from Roger Holmes, Feliz Navidad by Jose Feliciano with arrangement by Paul Murtha, My Funny Valentine by Richard Rogers with arrangement from Sammy Nestico, Bain Street Blues by Sonser Williams with arrangement by Paul Jennings, and finally, my wife's favorite, 25 or 6 to 4 by Robert Lamb with arrangement by Peter Blair. Hey, thanks.
another round of applause to show our gratitude for all their hard work. Please let me remind you that students cannot go home to the auditorium. Hello? Okay, cleaned and picked up, which means your cooperation will be needed as well. I ask that you look next to you, making sure there's no trash, and to help put instruments in band room. I hope you all enjoyed the concert, and we want to take this moment to thank the parents that have volunteered for your commitment and for making our program possible. Without you, this would not be possible. All the students for their dedication and commitment to our program. You are what makes us shine. I would like to have two special students come up. Gabriel Lara. And also Julian Vasquez. Can they come up? Are the parents here? These were our top two sellers for our popcorn fundraiser. Some more fundraisers which we can all participate. I would like to thank the board, and I would like for them to come forward so they can present themselves. The board. Let's give them a round of applause. These women, which all have professional occupations and still have time to dedicate to our program for our children. Martinez, sorry.
Thank you all. Laura Smith. Thank you to Carlos. He was amazing, you guys.
And last but not least, we would like to ask the man that makes sure that every note is in tune and no music is out of time. The time he takes away from his own family on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, making sure our kids are getting not just what he teaches in class, but for them to strive further for their future. Let me present our band director, Mr. Francisco Williams.
Thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you to my family, my wife Kim. My stepdaughter Brooklyn. Brooklyn brought me my tuxedo today because I left it at home. Yeah, she saved the day. My son Joshua. He's 10. Maybe he'll be in the band soon, I don't know. Olivia, she's 6. She's in ballet. Thank you to all the parents. Thank you, Ms. Quinones and the BPA board. They do so much. We can't do any of this without the board and the BPA Association and all of the parents, like Ms. Pulley, who's in the band room almost every day, Mr. Zana, who drives us everywhere, the truck, and everyone who helps in every way. If I start naming names, I'm gonna miss someone, like Ms. Martinez and Ms. Heller. Okay, but Thank you to all the parents for getting the students to and from, getting their mouthpiece when they forget it. Like I saw a mom delivering a mouthpiece just now, or shoes, their dress shoes when they're wearing their tuxedo. You know. So thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you students for practicing every day. We need everyone's help taking all the equipment back to the band room so we can all leave at a decent hour. Thank you so much. Good night. I'd like to thank all the supporters of the Wildcat Band program, from the administrators, the teachers, the parents, the community. Thank you so much for all you do. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do all the things that we're able to do here at South Miami Middle School with the Wildcat Band program.